Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we'll take a look at a big man who's been stirring up the MVP talk. He's putting the big man back in the mix and helping the Sixers stay a top team in the East. So with that said, today's topic is NBA legends and more on Joel Embiid. So let's get into the video.
Yep.
Embiid maneuvering in, you can count it and a foul.
So if you didn't already know, in this new NBA era, the big man position has been at a decline. Back in the day, centers were the key pieces to a team's success, like Shaq, Karl Malone, and Hakeem. But today's NBA revolves around scorers like shooting guards and combo guards. So let's take a look into what NBA legends and more have to say about Joel Embiid.
In terms of their dominance in the paint, no one ever was as dominant if they got the ball down low than Shaquille O'Neal. But Embiid, in this NBA in particular, is also impossible. He's a legit 7-footer, Stephen A., 250. He's a 7-footer and a wide body, and he's in shape now. But so the down low skills are there, and he's shooting fewer threes, and he's more down in the paint than before. And as a result, he's at the line more than ever before, and he's shooting 86%. Free throws, much better than Shaquille O'Neal ever did. And even though he's shooting fewer threes, like 2 or 3 a game, 2.5, 3 threes a game, he's hitting them at like 40% or a little better even right now, Embiid. The difference primarily between Shaq and Embiid in terms of all-around skill is Embiid can shoot. In fact, there's never been in the history of the NBA a 7-footer who's a big 7-footer, not a power forward, a center, who can play with his back to the basket with the all-around skills of Embiid. You know, I'm cheating a little bit there because Duncan and Olajuwon more like, a little shorter. Embiid can do everything you want a center to do. He's the most skilled, legit 7-foot wide body ever.
Hakeem could never.
We've never seen a big guy with the ball on a string. We've never seen a big guy with the ball on a string like Embiid. You know, Boogie can do a lot of in and out, but I think Embiid is more fluid and smooth with his ball handling into his rhythmatic moves. It's insane.
Rockets fans, it's at rjeff24 if you want to have issue with that Hakeem comment.
That move we never saw Hakeem do. The dream shake.
Footwork.
The dream shake, yeah, the footwork is all there. And look, if Hakeem was in today's age, he'd probably be Joel Embiid.
So Shaq was the last big man to win the MVP trophy back in 2000, and ever since a big man has never won it, Embiid and Jokic are battling toe-to-toe to get that trophy, and it's so fun to watch two big men be candidates for the MVP trophy. So let's get back to the video and watch more NBA legends on what they think about Joel Embiid.
When we talk about a center winning this, might it be Jokic, might it be Embiid? If it's one of those two, who do you give it to?
I give it to Joel Embiid right now.
Because?
He's playing the game like he's supposed to be playing. He's leading, he's rebounding, he's playing inside, he's out there having fun. His PPG is more than the Joker's, and he's a little bit better, not a lot better. He'd be a 10 and the Joker be a 9.9762541. They're very, very close. But you asked me my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Joel Embiid this year. But the Joker, I'm not saying, but they're close. They're very, very close. Like the year David Robinson won the, MVP over Hakeem, it's not like he was up here and Hakeem was right there. Hakeem was either above him or very, very close. So it's similar, to those two, in my opinion.
Yeah, the numbers are close, and then there's the 15 triple-doubles by Jokic, and you look at team records, and they're separated by one game.
But you have to factor in the missed games, though.
Yeah, 18 missed games for Embiid, and Jokic has played all 58 for
That's
them.
why I think.
Why you got to factor in missed games? I'm just asking.
Because you have to play in the game. If he played,
but you can't play when you're injured, Chuck.
Yeah, so he had to. That's a negative. He's missed 20 games, basically.
Chuck, of injury, though. You can't play when you're injured. Come on, Chuck.
Dude, you can't miss 20 games in a
Well, the only way you're going to miss them if you're injured.
Yeah.
Huh?
That's the only reason you're missing games.
Thank you, because you're injured.
Yeah,
but
you have to be penalized for that, Jack.
Nope, wrong.
Okay,
Okay, let's say if they played the same amount of games, what would you say then?
I would go with Embiid.
Okay.
I would go with Embiid. But he didn't miss 5 games. He didn't miss 7 games. He's at 20, basically.
And he came back and he's still doing the same
thing. In a 72-game season, too, Kenny.
6 That's how good they had been playing. ESPN NBA analyst Tim Legler saying, you know what? This performance is so good because not too long ago, Joel Embiid scored half 100 in a game, half 100. And last night was better. He is your MVP frontrunner.
You know, I thought the 50-point game against Toronto a week and a half ago was his signature moment to thrust himself to the head of the MVP conversation. But that was nothing compared to this game. I mean, he did everything humanly possible on both ends of the floor that a guy needs to say, I'm the MVP of this league. And I don't think it's close right now, Scott, based on the fact that the Sixers are number one in the East. And I can't imagine what this team would look like without what Joel Embiid has become.
Straight Talk Wireless, no contract, no compromise. He makes a compelling case, but it's really hard to get off the Harden train after last night either.
Well, look, I'm still in the James Harden train. I mean, they're up a game on the Brooklyn Nets to a degree. I still have James Harden number 1, Joel Embiid number 2, LeBron James number 3. Like I said, this is fluid. Joel was a beast last night. And I'm starting to ask myself this question. I've seen Hakeem Olajuwon play. I've never seen a big with the size and with the dexterity and the footwork and the skill that Joel Embiid brings to the table. He might be the most skilled big with that size that the game has ever seen. And the way he played last night, I mean, they had key critical buckets down the stretch where the ball just kept coming back to him. He actually made a step back 3 to send the game into overtime before Tobias Harris kind of took over overtime and they won that game. The game has never seen a physical force combined with that skill work like Joel Embiid has.
Second in the league in scoring, and he's averaging 11 rebounds a game. Is he your leading candidate for MVP?
Yeah, he's my MVP to this point, particularly when I take just a look at their personnel and their offense. He is the identity for that team. Best record in the Eastern Conference. And when you look at a super team like Brooklyn with that kind of talent, you look at some of these other teams that have really been disappointing and underachieved, and then you've got Philly sitting at the top of the standings. He has completely changed his approach to the game. And whether that's the coaching staff, which he tried to deflect from the other day when asked about it, he put it more on himself. Personal accountability, got himself in better shape. He's more determined to play in the post. That is now their identity late in games when in the past, you may have seen Joel Embiid drift around on the perimeter, be a guy that would take shots you wanted him to take defensively. That's just not the case anymore. He is absolutely dominating anybody that is put in front of him, and his approach and his desire to be great and to be thrust into the MVP conversation, for me, puts him at the head of the pack. And Greeny, he was already there for me prior to Friday night, but sometimes a player needs a signature game like that to thrust himself into the national conversation, and a 50-point game will do that. So I think Joel Embiid absolutely is right there in the mix, and for me, he would be at the top of the list.
Yeah, me too. And again, if he wins it, he'd be the first center to win it since Shaq in the year 2000. One more thing. It also happened on Friday night.
And when healthy, he still ain't use them. So when you sit up here and you talk about Joel Embiid and what he's doing, what you're missing is that the ultimate indictment against him is that he didn't learn and acquire something new. Doc Rivers came to the Philadelphia 76ers and said, yo, what the hell are you doing? Get the ball and do what you're supposed to do.
That's your point, but I am just talking about skills. I'm making a specific point about skills. At his size, there's never been anyone like Embiid. And in this NBA, Stephen A., the offensive skills are just half of it. He's the best defender in the league probably this year. And think of how versatile you have to be defensively now compared to back in the day as a big today. I didn't think it was possible for a back-to-the-basket type guy, which Embiid can do, to be an MVP. But right now, I think he is. I saw him put a move. I brought this up yesterday. I saw him put a move on Cleveland over the weekend. A step-back, mid-range jump shot, and I didn't know it was Embiid at first. I thought it was a guard or a forward. I thought, what? That's Joel Embiid? His skills, we've never seen anything like it in a package like this.
If a big man wins the trophy, it'll be a change for the NBA, and in my opinion, I think it'll be a good one. Do you think the decline of the big man position is good or bad for the game of basketball? Also, can Joel Embiid win the MVP trophy this year? Let us know what you think in the comments below. So thanks for tuning in to watch today's video. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time.